Hey, this bitch on.
Rolex, cut it up. Rolex, buttercup.
It's time for the hottest radio show and podcast.
I just looked at my wrist, I got time today.
With DJ Preme. It's time for SHEF Radio. Yes, sir. Welcome to Started Here in the Far podcast. Man, you already know it's your host is Friday Most. DJ Preme is in the building. I got my next guest in the building. I always say the next guest might be the best guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? My name is Anna with Azap Management, and, you know, we on here with SHEF Radio doing what we need to do. I seen you 6 times already this week.
For sure. For sure. So you a manager, you manage artists. What actually got you into wanting to do that?
So, believe it or not, I actually was somebody's assistant at first. So, DJ D Baby, shout out to DJ D Baby.
Absolutely.
May she rest in peace.
Sure.
I was actually her assistant for like maybe I'm gonna say a good 1 to 2 months. I was assisting her like with her gigs and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, I started getting her actually get like gigs and stuff, and it became like a management thing. So it transitioned to that. I had no idea I wanted to be a manager. This was not my plans in life. I did not think about it. None of that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Talk to me about D Baby. I'm not here. I'm not from here, so I didn't know who she was before I ended up seeing her on IG and stuff like that before her untimely passing. But I know that she got a lot of love. Man, you know, even her passing ended up making it like to the Shade Room and all these other big media outlets. So talk to me about her as a person, her as a DJ when she was here.
D-Baby was great. I definitely, a lot of people misunderstood her for sure. So she was a Cancer. So she was the type of person where she rough around the edges, but she will get emotional. She will cry, you know, if need be. And she was just a great person overall. And I think a lot of people, you know, took her for granted in a lot of situations because of how nice she was. And I think, you know, as a DJ, she was great. You know, she was really popping her shit. She was really like at the, you know, base of her career. Like she was really popping her shit. And I think, you know, a lot of it got taken away from her so quickly, very unexpectedly. But the people who was close to her and like, you know, had a really good relationship with her and just know certain things and dates and everything, like they know, you know, as far as like how she ended and, you know, things and stuff like that. Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I seen her get a lot of love, even because it was 3 main DJs, I believe. I can't think. I don't even know who was another one that I found, but 3 main DJs and 2 of them was female DJs that I found when I first got out here. D Baby was one. DJ Airy was another. I can't think of who.
C-Watts, right?
C-Watts is another one that I knew of.
C-Watts fire.
C-Watts is fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to C-Watts. But they were just the ones that I could think of that I was following, that I was like, I was taking note, like mental notes without even having a conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, where y'all at as far as, because when I moved out here, I ain't even know where the black people be. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting from ground zero. So, and then also like seeing Ariel, and she tags like either C-Watts or D Baby or another DJ. You know, I'm tapping in with them, trying to like follow them, seeing where they be at, DJing wise and stuff like that. And then I just noticed, like I said, even before her passing and things, but she just got a lot of love from a lot of people, and I think that's dope. I think that's really dope. As far as you as a manager, did you have like a passion for music?
I did. Okay. So that's actually a funny story. So a lot of people think that I'm either 3 things. I'm either a singer, I'm a writer, or I'm a DJ, because those were the main things, like, or I could DJ. Honestly, the one thing I could do, and AO is my witness to this, I could press play to the next song. If she runs to the restroom, same thing with D-Baby too. I could press play, and that's about it. I can't transition. I don't know what song should be next, but I do know if I'm in a club, my mind automatically like goes to that. So my mind will automatically go to, I know what song they're gonna play next. I could tell a good transition. I could really tell all of that. So I think when it comes to when people meet me, they be like, what brought you to this? And honestly, I had no idea. Nothing was. I had no idea. It was honestly a passion that I took a chance on, and then I was like, wow, I'm actually really good at this, and that's really just what it was.
That's crazy.
So yeah, so I think in this aspect, as far as like music goes and everything, I just have a good ear.
Yeah.
That's all I would really say. I just have a really good ear, and I could tell.
Yep.
So.
Did you go to school for managing or no?
No, I'm actually homeschooled. I was homeschooled. When I was in high school, I was homeschooled. I actually homeschooled from freshman all the way till I graduated.
Okay.
Didn't go to college or anything. I've been in management now, just like in general, for business in over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So for different things, like, I've owned a Verizon store, like I've, worked for, Verizon cell phones, telecommunications. I've kind of had my hand in everything.
Yeah.
So, and then when I got to management and I started doing, like my business and everything, this was like, okay, this is something I want to do. I want to do content. I want to do marketing. I want to talk to people. Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm in school right now for music business management because I do want to be able to manage artists and do things of that nature. I want to be able to like do it all behind the scenes because I used to be an artist. I'm now a DJ. I do chef radio, like media, all of that stuff. But I want to be able to do it all. That way, if anything come up, I can do it, type of thing. So, how long have you actually been managing artists?
2 years.
Okay.
So yeah, so from the launch of my business, which is now going on 2 years, that's how long I've been managing artists, for the length span of 2 years. And I actually don't just manage artists. Like I manage DJs, I manage businesses as well too. I do business like radio stations, do different stuff like that. I do like overall marketing, but I really tap into my artistry with my artists because I feel like that's something that I could invest in and then it can grow. Yeah. Sometimes with businesses, like it's a hit and miss. You invest into a business and then now you're taking a chance that you might not get back what you just spent on that when it comes to investments. So when it comes to investments, I'm real careful on who I invest in. But with my artists, when I see a vision, I see it and I'll invest.
Yeah.
So
that's dope. Were you ever an artist or anything? You did anything in music yourself?
No.
Nothing?
No, I can't rhyme to save my life. Okay. I can't rhyme to save my life.
That's funny.
Look.
That's funny.
I be in the studio and it's crazy because like they say you attract, when you date somebody, you attract always what you end up loving. And it's crazy because I'm not a rapper. I've never sing nothing in my life, but I always end up dating an artist or somebody in the entertainment business. Like it just always ends up being like that.
Yeah.
for me.
That's funny. That's dope though. That's dope. Managing. So talk to me about a couple of artists and DJs that you do manage right now.
So right now I'm managing AOS Music Team, which is basically a group of 4 men who do R&B, rap, hip hop. There's really not a genre to put them in. Yeah. And then I manage DJ AO, which she's currently Lapat's DJ. She just went on tour, the Tink tour, and she popping her shit right now.
Absolutely.
AO popping her shit,
Absolutely.
So I definitely I'm letting her grow right now, and it's crazy because with AO I met her off of just me throwing parties in Houston and her just wanting to be on my team, like give me a chance. Damn. And I seen a vision in her.
For sure.
She actually reminds me a lot of D-Baby. And I think that's why I go so hard for her because I see the vision. Yeah. AOS Music Team right now, they actually have a show tonight, Rap Fest with Zatrio and Hinkin Pilot. Okay. And then, they're in the process of trying to push out their EP and stuff like that, drop some albums, have some features happening soon with a couple artists. So,
for sure. Do you actually go out and look for talent?
I will. So if I get booked for a showcase, I will. So like for example, I have this person, I believe his Instagram name is, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's like artist something. But basically every time he has a showcase, he'll hit me up and he'll be like, hey, bring out as much artists as you can. For sure. And then come out, support, and then we'll announce that you're there and stuff. And he'll book me to stay there for a few hours. Okay. And, check out the artists. And sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes I'll get 1-2 artists out of that showcase that I want to work with. Some people, I'll be like, I'm not feeling it. Yeah. I'm real particular.
I feel that. What is a typical day for you as a manager, managing artists, managing DJs, all of that? What does a typical day look like for you?
Okay, so a typical day. I would definitely say a typical day is content.
Okay.
Okay, nothing but content.
For sure.
I create all the content for every one of my clients that I have. So all the creative content that you may see them on their pages and stuff, I create everything for them. And I'm usually shooting it too. So depending on the day, it could be creating some content. I still do have my 9-to-5 as well too. So I actually got back into doing my 9-to-5. I stopped doing my 9-to-5 for a little bit when I was managing multiple people, but now I do my 9-to-5 now. So I have my 9-to-5. I'm doing that during the day. Thankfully, I'm in a position now where I don't have to be on the phone all day with a customer. So I could just kind of chill and do what I need to do. So I'll make content. I have my meetings with my team.
Okay.
And honestly, everything is just really just motivation. Being a manager is really just motivating. That's all it is. You're motivating your clients to be the best that they could be. You're motivating them to be their best self, because at the end of the day, it's like people get discouraged all the time.
That's
you know, you know how many times like I'm in situations, especially with AOS. Like AOS, that's managing 4 grown men. 4 grown men. And I mean, sometimes getting them all 4 on a meeting at one time is the hardest thing in the world. But it takes patience. So I guess really just a day in the life of me is having a whole bunch of patience, motivating, trying to stay positive, and you know, creating content. That's it. I would say my most work is when I'm at shows. Okay. When I'm actually there and I'm having to be in that role.
So what do you actually do at the shows?
Most of the time, if it's different. So with AOS, I'm making sure that their set list is with the DJ. Hopefully, thankfully, we pray that it's always AO that is DJing, because she already got all their stuff. But if it's not, I make sure, you know, they have the set list. I make sure that, you know, they are motivated and they know what's going on. Majority of the time, we probably was at rehearsal 24 hours prior to that. I make sure, you know, everything's up to date as far as like what they got going on and stuff, and motivate them. But other than that, with AOS, they pretty much motivate themselves. I would say they have each other. It's really with AO that I have to, you know, get up there and make sure she don't get discouraged because people want to talk to her and ask for this and ask her for that. And I just got to make sure they don't get discouraged.
Yeah, no, I feel that, especially being a DJ. Ooh, I feel that. So what does a hectic day look like for you?
Ooh, a hectic day. Okay, so a hectic day, and I know exactly what day I could tell you about. So Loud Fest last year. Okay, Loud Fest last year. At the time, I actually had 2 other additional artists that I was managing at that time, plus AOS, and then I had AO. Ooh. So we was all at Loud Fest, and I had my 2 other artists, and of course I have 4 AOS, right? Because I always think of that as 4 different artists. I don't like to think of them as one. So I really have all them people with me. Then I have AO who needs to set up and get on stage, and you know, for Loud Fest, I would say that is the most hectic day I've ever had. I had to make sure the set lists were where they needed to be. They wasn't trying to let AO on stage at one point because it wasn't her time. And of course, at that time, they didn't know who AO was. Right. Shout out to Loudfest DJ. She is now an official Loudfest DJ. You know how to make that happen. Next year, they're gonna know who she is on that stage. Okay. So, but yeah, like same thing. Like they just did it. They didn't know, you know, who she was. They wasn't trying to let her on the stage. Then they messed up on like, you know, her sets and stuff like that. But of course, it's natural because it's such a big festival. They're going to mess up all the time. Yeah. But having to be that person to be like, you know what, it's okay, y'all, because of course they messing up. And then I have now 6 different artists who are looking at me crazy like, well, I said my people were going to be here at 5:00 and they trying to have me come at 7. So, you know, now it's this, now it's that. So I think, again, just being patient, being that person to be like, you know what, it's all cool, it's chill, you know, so.
How do you go about bookings with your artists versus like AO? Or do you book for both of them? I do book for both of them. Yeah, I do. Yeah, booking for all of them. Now the thing about with AOS is that right now, like they're at a stage of their career where they're not accepting every show. Right. And that's just what it is. Yeah. You know, they're at a stage of their career where they're not going to just go to anything. Now, granted,
they're very humble and they will come and support and show up, you know, if they're invited, but they're not just out here just, you know, I'm not looking to just throw them into any showcase. Yeah. That's not what the situation is now with them. Right. They're at a position now where like their shows have to have, it's quality. It has to have quality, you know, shows and everything. So, you know, shows like Rise Rooftop, you know, shout out to Teddy Tuesdays. You know, we went to Rise Rooftop. We performed at Rise Rooftop, Loud Fest, stuff that is going to end up working for them in their favor. That's what I want to put them in now. So when it comes to booking with them, I'm very particular. With AO is extremely like, she'll accept anything, believe it or not. AO will even, not saying she will because it's probably not happening, she'll probably do something for free. AO is that type of person. AO is the type of person where she will do it for free because at the end of the day, opportunity is over anything. Facts. And that's how I am too. Facts. Right now, I'm doing free trials for artists, and you know where I'm at in my career, I'm comfortable, and I'm at a point to where I feel like I could give off those free artists, you know, slots and everything for people because at the end of the day, it's opportunity over money. You could come give me $100,000 right now and tell me, hey, manage me, do this, do that, and I could do it, but it's going to be, the chemistry probably not going to be there. It's going to be a business transaction majority of the time versus, you know, with my artists now, a lot of people, you know, they tell me like, oh, well, you manage AOS, you know, why, how much are you making? How much are they paying you? This and that. And it's just like, none of that matters. At the end of the day, it's opportunity. They might blow the fuck up one day. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm sitting here worried about some money when, you know what I'm saying? Like when it could have been as simple as just opportunity. So I think when it comes to bookings, AO, she's very like opportunity. You know, that's what it is. I do have another person that I manage as well too. Her name's Bria J. She's actually a YouTube influencer. And I do manage influencers as well too. She's actually trying to get back onto her YouTube career as well too. So we have a couple things in the works.
I like that. So talk to me about how you go about, because I know it didn't probably happen about faulty bookings, and what I mean by that is like it might not be the top-notch quality that you thought it was gonna be, or like some shady stuff going on, losing money, losing time, or something like that. Because I done had, even when I was an artist, I would pay for just one example. It was a show out in Miami, and they were supposed to have this certain artist on here. I don't even remember how. I think I found the show on Instagram, and I think it was like $300 for a slot. I paid it. I paid for my plane ticket. I paid for my homie plane ticket so we can go down there. And then as the show got closer, like the stuff started changing. The venue changed. The major artist that was supposed to be there changed. We were supposed to, if you won, you're supposed to get $5,000. Now the grand prize only like a couple $100 and all this other stuff. So like all that stuff started changing. I was like, okay, yeah, I don't even want to do this no more. So I asked my money back. I didn't get my money back, all this other stuff. So how do you go about stuff, you know, if something like that happens?
I mean, it happens all the time. Like that's probably, I think I cannot say we've had one show literally that it has not been faulty on certain, like some extent. So, I mean, it happens all the time. In a situation like that, honestly, all I can really do is just accept it for what it is. We already here. It is what it is. We already paid our money. You know they ain't finna pay it back because we already here. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, situations like that, as long as they're not straight, like it's one thing when they say, all right, you pay for a slot, but my bad, y'all, we not performing. Y'all not gonna perform no more. Now I'm finna turn up because what you mean? You know what I'm saying? What you mean? But in the situations where it's like, okay, you know, like we've had a situation before where we paid for an opening. We didn't pay for an opening slot. AOS won an opening slot. Okay. And the opening slot was like, you know, probably like 10, 15 people in front of the actual artist that they were opening up and they won for. So it was kind of like, I'm not going to say it was falsy, but it was kind of like, we could have stood home for this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we still put on a good show. One thing, you know, and that's just what it is. I think in a situation like that, all you can really do is just deliver to your best ability. So that way, at least you leave in the room with something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need to leave the room with something. They need to know your songs. They need to know your energy, something.
Yeah. So. And I think too, like, the more you go through, honestly, the more you go through shit like that, you kind of are able to weave out the the trash stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I first started, man, me and my group, when I was with a group at the time, we would take anything. Like I remember we was at this bar or whatever. Some like it wasn't. I don't even know. You can't even call it a club. It was so damn small. And they was like, oh yeah, we get to open up for Skipper the Flipper, who was not a part of the Migos, but like one tier under the Migos. He actually made the dab. You know what I'm saying? Look at my dab. Yeah. So he made that. So I was like, okay, we get to perform or open up for him. It was like 30 other artists, and really what it was like a showcase, and he never even showed up.
Wow.
Yeah, he never even showed up.
We've had situations like that.
You know
we had situations where like they say somebody gonna be in the building and that person don't get there till 12:59 and the club closed at 1.
So
we've had situations like that all the time. And you know what is crazy? It's usually the people that are in management. It's the management. It's the label people. It's those people that they show up to a place. That's what we got to stop doing in 2023. We got to stop having these label people, right, come to these showcases, sit in the top right corner with a house champagne that I know is free because the club gave some for free because I used to do parties. You know what I'm saying? It's like we got to stop doing that. It's 2023 now. We need to start spending some money, getting actual artists who can listen to these people music and actually put them in rooms of opportunity. Because I feel like sometimes these promoters, they drop a flyer and it's just like, oh, you know, this person's going to be here. So now the show is probably like $250 to perform because this person's going to be there. And then that person ends up not even getting on the mic to say nothing.
It's funny because I did a little, technically yes, technically no. I did an interview with Boosie, and he was at Capri. Me and my photographer, we was waiting out. We pulled up at 9:00, not knowing what time Boosie was supposed to be there. So we pulled up and we asked the attendant because he was like, yeah, $75 to park. I was like,
look.
I was like, oh, where can I park? You know what I'm saying? Where I can park down the street or something? Because I'll definitely walk because I ain't paying the $75 to park. Because we wasn't going in. We was just trying to get an interview with Boosie. So he was like, I was like, you know when Boosie going to be here? He was like, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like, the artists don't show up until, like, stupid late.
Right.
And I was like.
All the time. You paid them all that money just for them to be there for 30 minutes.
So he was like, pull back up around, like, 11, 11:30. Maybe even closer to 12. So it was like, all right. So we just kind of like we ended up going to Ghost, where I had a residency at for a while, and we pulled back up to Capri, and we still waiting outside for Boosie. Club closed at 2. It started to get 1:00. We like, all right, where this dude at? He pulls up 1:30. Club closes at 2. We like, all right.
I believe it.
He sits in the car for a little bit. He's sitting in the car, chilling, sleeping. He get out, smoke a blunt. I'm like,
doing too much.
I'm like, bro, the club closed at 2. Now it's like 1:45. Like
doing too much, and you know we paid you $10K.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so is they gonna hold the club open a little longer or whatever? So I tried to get my interview with him. You know what I'm saying? By the time he got in there, it was damn near 2. I guess he performed a couple of songs and they was out. I was like, damn, like, and I found out they was charging people like $100, $150 just to get in and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, what?
And what club was this at?
This is Capri.
Capri, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like,
I can see that.
That's crazy. Because he was at Clay earlier in the day. And I was like, because I had a feeling I wasn't going to get the interview that I wanted because when he pulled up, he looked like he was tired. And I was like, all right, I was telling my photographer, I was like, I don't know how this finna go. I don't think it's finna go how I want it, but let's try it. But I was like, damn, it's crazy, like, that they really show up that late. I didn't know that they really do that, but the dude told me, he was like, bro, all the artists do that. They all show up stupid late.
And I think what, you know, managers nowadays, I think managers need to know their artist's limit. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, yes, okay, you signed up for this. This is what you want to do. This is your career. You signed up for it. Yes, stuff is going to be hectic and back to back and stuff like that. But I think a lot of the reason for why these artists be tripping and going crazy is because they don't have the correct team behind them.
Facts.
A lot of the times, these teams, these labels, these managements, they're so money hungry that they don't they're thinking, how can we get to the next bag? They're not thinking the health and the mental health behind their artists.
Yeah.
This shit is draining. This is not, something. Look, I'm gonna let you know right now, the stuff that I have AOS doing in rehearsal, I could probably throw up a peace sign, do something, like their little 2-step, but I know I can't deliver what they do. So it's very necessary that we get breaks. It's very necessary that we drink water, we tone our voices, we drink lemon and tea, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that type of manager. I'm more so worried about your mental health and your well-being, because I don't want to see none of my artists that I seen go from the bottom to the top lose their self because they're just picking up too much that they can't handle.
Facts.
That's why a lot of artists they don't pick up a lot of stuff unless it makes sense. Like, for example, like Mulatto won't even go outside unless it makes sense.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she won't even go outside if it makes sense. A lot of these artists that I try to book and stuff, if it don't make sense, they won't even go outside. Yeah. Shout out to Ken the Man though, because every time I call Ken and I tell her like I need her for a party, she always come through. Don't matter if it's last minute, don't matter if it's the day before, it don't matter what it is, she always come through. And she always works with me, and that's what I love and I care. So now she with Rock Nation though.
I was just about to say
she signed with Rock Nation now.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I met Ken the Man when I was working for in Atlanta. When I was, working for my 2 promoters that I was with in Atlanta, when I was throwing parties out there with them, I met Kim in Atlanta. And it's crazy because like when I met her, she was like this very humble, like showed up in her, the black SUV, like showed up very humble. Like it wasn't on no crazy like sprinter situation like some of these artists or influencers be, because I've had that experience too. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's humble, and I really fuck with Ken so much. So
yeah, big shout out to her, because it's funny because just kind of quick side note, I heard one of her songs in the club when I first got out here, and I seen the girls kind of it was He Be Like, and I was like,
that song went cool.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. And then I DJ'd a prom, and this girl comes up to me. She was like, "Can you play some Ken the Man?" I was like, "Who?" Because I didn't know at the time. I was like, I didn't know who that was. And they was like, "Play Ken the Man, He Be Like." So I played it, and I was like, I just heard this song at the club a couple months ago or something like that. And they always fucking with it, and I was like, okay, I gotta add this. You know what I'm saying? But So and then from that point on, then I was like, all right, because I'm gonna be honest, if it's an artist that I don't know of, because it's a lot of like either local artists or artists that I just don't know of because I'm not from this region. And if I notice like people in the club or wherever I'm at, they fucking with it, and I don't know about it, I look up who that artist is. When I go home, I'm like, okay, who is this? What songs they got? Where they from? How they popping? How they get popping? And all this other stuff. I did the same thing with OTB Fastlane. You know what I'm saying? All of this other stuff. Even LaPat. It's quick story on him too. I didn't know who he was, and he was at this Coalition DJs New Music Mondays, and I was doing Chef's catering out there, and I'm interviewing artists, and I finally get done, and I put all my stuff in my car. And I walk back inside, and I'm up there near the DJ booth with my homie DJ J Fresh, and one of the dudes on the mic, he was like, "Hey, we got LaPat in the building," and some like shout him out, and then they played his rodeo song. I heard Flo Millie's part on TikTok before, but I didn't know who he was, and he walked right past me, and I was like, okay. Like he just dapped everybody up in the booth and stuff. And
he's super humble.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Super humble.
And like I'm gonna be honest, I used to be like fucking enamored when I used to see like niggas with fucking chains and shit on, because I'm not from a place where you see all of that shit. So you know what I'm saying? I was like another nigga with a couple chains around his fucking neck or whatever. And I don't know when it was, but after that, I heard his song somewhere else, and then I heard somebody talk about him, and then they showed me what he looked like. I said, this man just walked right past me a couple weeks ago. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy,
you don't even
man.
know who you in the room with sometimes. Like,
that's a fact.
But yeah, shout out to LaPat too, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, he going up. He going up,
sure.
you know,
For
and
sure. He got some good music.
yes, some amazing music.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about it is that a lot of people don't know he really sound like that. He doesn't have that much like tone or anything that they do to his voice. He really sound like that in real life. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that is impressive to me, because a lot of people, when they, you know, record or perform live and stuff, they be sounding crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I definitely.
Yeah, because they do a lot of stuff to their voice that they can't do live on the mic. So yeah, who's the biggest artist you've ever managed or that you manage?
Biggest artist I've ever managed. I'm not gonna say the biggest artist I've ever managed, because a lot of the stuff, saying I manage them compared to working with them,
For sure.
is completely two different things. But I
Okay.
will say that some of the biggest artists I've worked with, you know, of course, Ken the Man. I've worked with Jocelyn Hernandez.
Okay.
I've worked with LaPat a little bit. We're in the process of trying to do certain things right now. That's really all I can remember from the top of my head right now.
Okay.
I do have some other artists that I've worked with, like some men and different stuff like that, but a lot of that stuff is under review and like contracts and NDAs and a whole bunch of label stuff that we can't talk about. But
sure.
you know,
sure.
I've managed a couple people. Like I have a couple people under my resume that I could definitely say I could show forth.
Right.
You know,
right.
so.
Yeah. And you work for a label, right? Or,
I actually don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, I have my own management and marketing business.
Okay.
I don't work with a label. If one of my artists gets signed, basically I would go with them. It would be like kind of like, you know, in a situation where like LaPat and Ayo, like the label has their own DJ for Pat, but Ayo just goes with him.
For sure.
As like, you know, somebody a part of his personal team. And that's what it would work like in AOS. Same situation. Like if they got signed, I would come with them as their manager already, versus the label issuing them like a PR or a manager as well too.
For sure. LaPat is signed to a label. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 300
Okay.
Entertainment. Yeah.
I don't know if you know, and I don't want to get like super deep into the details, but I like knowing a lot of this stuff, and I like learning about it. Do you know, if you don't want to answer this question, if you know it, but do you know what type of deal he signed? As far as like, is it 360? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Do you know any of that, or if you want to talk about it?
I actually do. I do know, but I would probably feel comfortable you asking him. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
fine.
what I would say. I
Okay.
do know, you know, what his deal was and everything, and
sure.
all of what it is and the setup, but I don't know what he would be comfortable saying publicly.
I got you.
Yeah, so
I got
that's
you.
why.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you work with a publicist?
I don't. I'm my own publicist.
Okay, you do that too.
Yes, I do.
right.
So I do PR, marketing, content creating. I mean, I really tap into everything. Right now, I'm in the process of DJ Aries. She about to do her party, her big birthday bash and stuff. She actually just hit me up the other day about that. So we're gonna work together on that.
Okay.
It could. I really can do anything. When like you could book me to literally manage your party.
For sure.
Say you throw a party one day, you could book me to manage the whole night, so you could just enjoy your day and not have to worry about shit and just whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're not tied to me. You pay me. It's a business transaction. You go on about our day. And I usually do that with her all the time too. Every year that she throw a party, I know last year we didn't do it, but the year before that, like every year she throw a big party, she'll book me for the day to go ahead and like manage her whole shit, get her taken care of, because she don't be wanting to deal with it.
Gotta worry about that. Yeah.
And now with her being like Money Man's DJ and stuff like that, and like I be telling her, like, you know, yes, you don't got to act different, but you got to walk different. You can't just walk into everywhere now. So, you know, with that being in the play now, we're probably going to be doing something, working together again, too. So,
For sure. What does marketing for you look like when it comes to your artists and DJs? Like, how do you go about marketing them?
So each of my clients have a marketing budget. Each budget is different. It depends on, you know, what they can afford. Really, I guess that's really what it is. So we have a marketing budget, and with that marketing budget, I kind of have creative control to do what I need to do with that. Whether it's for AOS, you know, hit up a radio package, or whether it's, you know, for AO where I'm reaching out to like Loud Fest or, you know, different festivals and stuff that happen to see where she could fit in, you know, where she could be a part of, you know. So and I think like even right now, like with interstate DJs and stuff like that, like just those different teams that we could tap into, that's what I'll look in for her. So when it comes to marketing, it's really like marketing budget and what I could do with it and what I get each month. Okay. You know, so I might have $1,000 to play with. I might have $200 to play with, but something's going to get done, whether it's an IG promo, whether it's push out some content and, have a photographer come out, rent a peer space, push out some content, and then I could really do the rest. Yeah. Because I think that's what a lot of people don't know is that you really can create a team of just talented ass people who could really get the stuff done. Because, like, for example, Dom Antoine and AOS, he is our engineer. He produces all of our music, like all of our stuff. So we're really honestly blessed to be able to have a team where, everything is so in-house. Because so that way, whenever we show up to a place, it's like, this person knows what they need to be doing. This person knows what their role is. This person, and it's like everything just kind of lines up. So I think the most important thing is just get you an in-house team. And if you can't get an in-house team, get somebody who you have an actual conversation with. I think people want to grab these random managers and be like, oh, because you've worked with, Big Boogie and all these other people, you know what I'm saying? You done worked with all these people. Now all of a sudden, you the best manager for me. That don't mean nothing. Facts. You know what I'm saying? I may have worked with nobody. Facts. But that's also can be because I develop artists until they get to where they need to be, and then I let them go. Yeah. That could very much be the type of person I am, but people don't tap in and actually know me for a person to know that's the type of manager I am. Because really, that's honestly what it is. I'm the type of manager where I will develop you up until you about to make it, and then when you make it, like it's like, okay, little butterfly, go. That's really what it is, like with me, and I get a lot of hate for that, to be honest.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I know when I was an artist, like I think marketing is a huge thing. I always tried to think outside of the box when it came to marketing and try to get myself out there as an artist. That's why I became a DJ. I ended up having my own clothing brand. I even think of just the tiny stuff, the attention to detail, and then also I try to put myself in a consumer's position. So, for example, at the time, I didn't really have business cards because I was like, if I give you a business card, what are you going to do? You're going to put it in your pocket. You're probably going to forget about it. It may get washed, whatever. So I started giving out wristbands because if I give you a wristband, what are you going to do? You're going to put it on your wrist. Now, you may end up forgetting about it, but you're going to see it later on because it's still on your body.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I started thinking of just little attention, just started paying attention to just the little stuff about marketing. And then with Chef Radio, I mean, I damn near do it all. Especially for artists, and I feel like Chef Radio is a little bit easier for me because, and I'm not gonna say artists need me, but a lot of these artists, they make me feel like that. You know what I'm saying? When they come on the show, they're like, bro, I need to be on here. I need to do this. I fuck with the platform and all this other stuff, and I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. But it's a lot easier for me because I have people constantly that are asking me, can I come on your show? Can I come on your show? Can I come on your show? So, and then that also, it also is about, just, you got to keep going with it as far as putting yourself out there because the little videos that I have on, the content that I have on my IG, it wasn't always like that. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, you just got to keep going. You got to just see if it works. Yeah. So I ended up doing Underground Heat where I play just straight local artist music. I have artist freestyles where you come on here and do a freestyle, roundtables, interviews, all of that stuff. So talk to me about stuff that you do marketing wise that you have seen that helps your artist or DJ.
Tapping in with radio stations helps a lot actually, because with those radio stations, they have different packages, and with those packages you probably get 2 interviews out of it on a radio station. Your songs spend a certain amount of time, and then you just tap into different packages. So radio station packages are great, And believe it or not, it's probably one of the easiest ways to just go and do what you got to do, get it all out, and the work is really done for you because all you got to do is pay for it. They really do everything for you. Radio packages are good. I like the whole wristband thing. I did that actually. We did that with D-Baby as well too, like the whole wristband thing where we did her wristband, the lanyard and stuff like that too. Long time ago, we went and did that. But yeah, we did do that when she did her rebrand. Even like whenever we're like out at like South by Southwest, walking and just talking to people, and giving out different, like I know at South by Southwest, we had like different artists that was giving us little like MP3. It's little cool things like stickers, and they getting creative now. Yeah. They get like in this generation, they have all the good stuff now that you could, because back then, sure. Like I remember like when I first started doing management, which, you know, publicly, I'm gonna say 2 years, but I was actually managing privately for way longer than that. So when I was managing publicly, it was really hard for me to find stuff like that. Like for some reason now I can find stuff like that all the time, but then some of it gets a little corny at some point. Yep. You know, so you just really got to find your niche. Really, like what is, when it comes to marketing, find what you think. Are you comfortable with putting your stuff on the radio? Do you feel like your music is where it needs to be? Whereas, are you even prepared? Because, you know, with the radio, you need a service package. So with that, you need to have clean music. You need to have your music rewritten, like redone, like 3 different times to be able to even present it to a radio station. Because you can't give them a dirty version. Facts. You got to give them a clean version. Then you have to, you know, be prepared to even do these interviews and stuff like that too. So I think when it comes to marketing, an artist needs to think, what am I ready to deliver? Because no point of getting stickers if you're not finna go outside and actually give them out. Because I'm not gonna do it as a manager. I'm gonna sit here and watch you, you know, be here and walk you through it. But as an artist, you're doing the work. You need to do the work too. Yep. You know, and I think that's what a lot of artists have confused with managers. They think that the manager is supposed to market them, and that's not what it is. You market yourself. I'm here to 100% support you and stick beside you and be 10 toes. But, you know, and if stuff goes wrong, I'm here to fix it. But at the end of the day, artists are supposed to market themselves, whether it's like doing interviews. I could set it up, but I can't tell my artists to come up here and talk to you and tell you why they love music. You know what I'm saying? So I think you really just got to market yourself. But if you are going to tap into those areas, tap into what you're comfortable with. Because at that point, you'll be wasting money.
For sure. For sure. You ever done any like collaborations with any other managers or A&Rs, publicists, or anything like that? Or have you done that, or do you want to do that with anybody?
Yeah, I do it all the time. So I actually had, I like to call him my little protege. His name's Zaytrue. Zaytrue, he actually, when he hit me up when he first met me, it was when I was a promoter for my party. So I was doing like Azap management, was doing like this thing called Pressure Wednesdays. It was one of like the biggest Wednesday spots in the middle of nowhere, like Memorial Drive in Houston, and it was just popping. And he was actually one of my promoters, and now he does management and marketing as well too. He does Zaytrue Entertainment, which is basically like his stuff, and I'm not gonna say it's very similar to my stuff, but I mentored him a lot with a lot of the things that he had going on. So now he popping his shit and he doing what he doing now, but and doing artist showcases. But I do partner with him a lot. Like when it comes to different things, I'll partner with him if I need to for an artist showcase or whatever. Because I know with him, his biggest things is influencers. I don't really do influencers like that. I do more so artists. So when we work together, you'll see like a lot of artists and a lot of influencers in one building, and they kind of know who to go to in that scenario. So yeah, and I'm definitely open into partnering up with different people, like partnering up with other DJs in Houston. You know, I've been thinking of doing like a DJ battle for so long, like doing a DJ battle, like teaming up with somebody to do a DJ battle, have judges and everything there. You know, even me being one of the judges as well too. And I've thought about doing stuff like that. I've thought about, you know, getting artist showcases together and stuff like that. Because I have access to so many venues, so many people. I just don't do nothing with it because it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work to do it by yourself. Yeah, that's why I stopped, actually.
It is. I want to talk to you about the you being a promoter. But first, what you were saying just about like putting on showcases and stuff like that, like I wanted to do that back home too. I just didn't feel like I would get the support for it or the pull for it. But it like you said, it's a lot of work because I'm the type of person, I don't like to spend money.
Me
so
either.
I'm cheap.
They
So,
call me cheap all the time, and I'm like, nope, I'm just cheap on. I'm rich on a budget.
Yeah,
that's why I like to call people
facts.
rich on a very big budget.
Yeah, facts. So, like, if I put on a show, I'm gonna make sure I put on a show without spending $1. You know what I'm saying? Like sponsors, all of that. Like, I would have everybody else pay for the show. You know what I'm saying? The only time that I feel like if I would have to do something like that, come out of pocket, is pay another DJ. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's a lot of stuff because I learned this really from my sister who's in the entertainment industry. She's an actress and an executive producer, but she does a lot of nonprofit stuff for her nonprofit organization called Impact Mac Performing Arts Collective. So she tells me about all of these shows she puts on. She has celebrities come out, and I'm like, you must have like an exorbitant amount of money, you know what I'm saying, to do all of this stuff and fly out people and all this stuff. She's like, no, I don't pay for anything. Like, I have other people pay for it. And then, like if I have to pay for anything, it goes through the business, gets written off, tax write-offs and all this other stuff. But she's like, no, like, and she taught me the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as if I wanted to ever put on a show or do something to where I don't have to come out of pocket $1, like making sponsorship packages, like saying like, okay, you got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. This is what you get for tier 1. This is what you get for tier 2. This is what you get for tier 3, but they're all different prices. You know what I'm saying? So maybe tier 1, you get to pull up, depending on what you are, you get to set up and you get your name on the back of the ticket. There you go. So that's $100. But then you go all the way to tier 3, you get your name on the back of the ticket. We might buy something from you, give it out to the crowd, do a raffle. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it makes it feel like it's worth it to pay that extra amount, you know what I'm saying, to show up for the event. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I still want to do it. I'm just trying to work my way back up to doing something like that.
We can talk about doing something like that.
Absolutely.
If you ever want to partner with that, because I have so many artists that be wanting to tap in with me with opportunities, but it's like, I know somebody waiting for me to pop off and do like an artist showcase. I know somebody's waiting for it, but it's just like, I can't do it by myself. I can do it by myself. I just don't want to do it by myself. That's really what it is.
It's just a lot of stuff. And even me, like I don't know a lot of, I'm not tapped in with a lot of just even like small businesses around here. Cause I know a lot of people that they're like, oh, I know such and such that own a food truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they
get vendors.
Or vendors or stuff like that. They probably be interested in doing something like that or whatever. So I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. We're going to end up doing that. But I was like, okay, like you had talked about that. So I was like, I got to talk about it. So you as a promoter, talk to me about the promotion, the promo life.
That was a fun time. I loved being a promoter. I mean, being a promoter is a hit and miss. You can make $5,000 one week, $500 the next, $5 the next. Like, promoter life is not for the weak. The 9-to-5 girls really need to stick to a 9-to-5 if you're trying to be a promoter, because unless you're doing this, unless you have a whole team of people, which I did have a whole team of people as well, and they were helping me, but at the end of the day, like, people, it got to a point to where it got old after a while, like, unless you don't start switching things up, stuff gets old. So I think with being a promoter, I would say that was probably the most stressful time of my life.
That's what some of the DJs talk to me about too. Is like, because I don't do a lot of the 10 to 2s. Now, what do I want to? Absolutely. Like at camp, Clay, all of this other stuff. But I talk to a lot of DJs that do it, and they're like, bro, it's not all that. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's because you've been doing it for so fucking long. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Once you do it all the time, it's like, it's just regular. Because you do it damn near every day, because Houston don't sleep. And it's kind of like, yeah, you playing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And
I will definitely say, like, as a DJ, because I was a promoter that I had 2 DJs always. I always did I'll like have somebody come like maybe a 9 to 12, or I'll do like a 10 to 12, and then I'll have somebody do the 12 to 2 set. So now a 10 to 2, I mean, me personally, I don't like hearing a DJ from 10 to 2, the same DJ all the time. Me personally, that's just my preference. Unless that DJ is just so popping to a point to where I can feel when you transition to that 12. You know what I'm saying? If I can't feel it, if you still playing like that warm up music, I can't. Now with me personally as a promoter, I always switch it up. Like when I did the 2 DJs and stuff like that. But sometimes that caused issues because you a popping DJ if you're doing a 12, if they're getting booked for a 12 to 2. I'm not saying you not popping if you get booked for a 10 to 12, but if you're an opener DJ, that just means that whoever is coming under you can deliver that 12 to 2. Not saying that they're better than you, not saying that they spin better than you, but I have a good ear and I'm a crazy critic. Like when it comes to who I'm booking, who I'm paying, who I'm investing in, I'm an extremely big critic when it comes, and that's another reason why I stopped doing parties as well too, because I'm such a bad critic that, I want things to be exactly for what it is and how it's being paid for. If I'm paying you this amount for a 12 to 2, your transitions need to be on it needs to be on so fire that I need to be with my hookah, like, cause I don't drink. Yeah, cause I don't drink. I only get, every time I walk into a party, everybody know my hookah, my water, my Red Bull, both of them gotta have a straw. Like that's literally like when that's what I'm saying, when I hated, like I loved being a promoter, but my promoters learned me because I would sit right there. DJ booth would be right there. My table was right there in the front. Everybody knew that's Azap management. You knew my DJ drop needed to be dropped at a certain amount of times. Like I'm a bad critic. I know my team, like they'd be like, being on my team, they'd be like, this Anna is strict as hell. Anna is strict as hell. But that's just how I was. Any bad transition, I'm looking up at you. Like, and they already looking at me because they know. Like, they know.
It's funny because, and I don't even know who over this, and I ain't even trying to be no dick riding shit, but shout out to the in crowd because I went to the basement when they did their first joint at the basement. Shout out my boy DJ Trey Stacks and also C Watts. But he talked to me before I even pulled up on him. He was like, man, like, because they was doing Sakai on Sundays. And he was like, man, I was opener DJ and C-Watts would just come in after me and just kill it. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, man, it was really just kind of like an alley-oop because I'm the person that's kind of going to get the vibe going, get the crowd going. And then C-Watts got to come in and do is play the fucking bangers. Her job is easy. And I actually watched that shit on a Saturday night. Like I pulled up on Trey Stacks, watched his 10 to 12, and then he really because I literally watched this man do the thing that he said, like what Irv got it really said, is create the vibe. And because when I walked in there, it was 5-10 people in there, and then people just started coming in little by little, and then he just started. I don't even know what the fuck to call it. Like he was playing warm up music, but at the same time he was trying to kind of still getting people in the mood. You know what I'm saying? Like we about to turn up in a little bit, but I ain't gonna turn you up now, but we gonna do like a pre-turn up type of thing. Right. And
some DJs could do that too. Yeah. Like I've actually seen DJ Airy do that too, where to a point to where Airy. DJ Ariel. I want to make sure I correct that because I call her Ariel, but I'm gonna make sure I correct that. Okay, so, but no, when I've seen her where she's booked for 10 to 12, and it's at like a smaller lounge, or it's at like a lounge that's not as popping during them times, and then she go to another place and do a 12 to 2, and it's popping. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So. I definitely don't want that to be taken the wrong way. Like just because you a 10 to 12 DJ, that don't mean you can't spin. That just mean that how you do that 10 to 12
is very important.
It's very important.
Very important because you like we just said, you're the one that's creating the vibe.
You're creating the mood, and it's just like, and And you know what? AO is actually really good at that. She's the type of DJ where, you know, she will go maybe like an hour early to kind of study to make sure that that person isn't dropping, you know, music that is technically for a 12 to 2. Like, I should not be hearing Glorilla at a 10 to 12 set.
Yeah. Facts.
Honestly, that's
Facts.
And if I am gonna hear her, it needs to be closer to 12 because you know when that DJ come in 12 to 2, they
turn it up. They gonna play that too.
Yeah,
you know
like they're gonna play that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it just really depends. Like, one thing, I don't know about you, but my biggest pet peeve with DJs is when a 10 to 12 DJ is there and they playing all like the 12 to 2 hits,
turn-ups.
like the turn ups, and then the next DJ come and he
play
the same song because that's what it was supposed to be.
Facts.
Facts. I had that happen to me the other day at a lounge.
I feel like some of the DJs, they just, like Irv got it said, he said some DJs' bag is just not big enough. All they have is the turn up shit. All they got is the Pound Town and, you know what I'm saying, all of that shit. So they don't know what, and I'm not gonna lie, I used to be one of them DJs before I actually got my music bag big enough. This was like years ago, but you really gotta have like real life thousands of songs. Like hella crates, you know what I'm saying? You can go through your shit, and cause I ain't gonna lie, like I go through some of my shit and I'm scrolling through, I'm like, damn, I forgot about this song. I might go ahead and
now you're gonna play it on your next set.
Like, I forgot about that. Let me go ahead and run that, because that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It may not be like a stupid turn up, but it'll get the crowd going a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But like Trey Stacks was saying, I really watched him alley-oop the whole thing straight to C-Watch. She come in there and just kill that shit. Yeah. But her job was so much easier because that vibe had already been created.
And also too, like, if, say for example, the 10 to 12 DJ, it worked for me in my favor a lot with my parties because I only used my team. And when I didn't use my team of DJs and I like put a special guest DJ, the DJ that I put 10 to 12, I know it's a DJ that can do a 10 to 12 set to deliver that. I was very particular and stuff like that. And it's also good when the 10 to 12 DJ and the 12 to 2 DJ, they know each other. Facts. And if they have chemistry, man, that's going to be a fire-ass night because you already know how that 12 to 2 person coming.
Facts.
So it's real good when you get, like, you know, a team, like when you're as a promoter. If I'm doing a party, I'm going to do a party with 2 DJs, if I'm using them, who I know have chemistry. Or I know that they know of each other, or that can deliver, and I've heard them do a 10 to 12 and I've heard them do a 12 to 2. Like, when it comes to that, chemistry is very important. A lot of promoters don't even know that.
Real talk. You ever did you use MCs or no?
I did all the time. I used to have like 3 MCs in one night.
I ain't gonna lie. So Houston, I'm not gonna say it's the first place I seen an MC, because we had MCs back home, but definitely the first place I seen more than one MC in one night. And then I don't know, like it's something that I just never got. I never knew of, like, that. Okay, these motherfuckers really on the mic like this and talking like this, and so how do you cool with MCs? Like, you feel cool like using MCs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think that it takes a lot off of the DJs. Definitely takes a lot off of the DJs. I think the DJs can focus and do what they need to do, and your job needs to be transition. For sure. Not transition, scream, talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think a lot of it comes from the strip club DJs too. The strip club DJs, they're known to just having to keep that momentum up. But when MCs, I love MCs personally. I think MCs who get in the crowd or like get in the sections and they're interacting with the customers and they're getting, like, when the bottles come out, they're, you know, dancing with them and stuff. Shout out to Keezy 200 because she is a very good MC at that.
Shout out to Keezy. I met Keezy at
She
Playground.
came up so much from where she was at, from when I first met her working on my team, to now. She's crazy popping. Yeah. And with Keezy 200, she's one of those where, I mean, you give her a mic, this girl will stand up in the middle of the section. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She dancing with the people Fearless with the lights. Shit. Yes. Yeah. And that's the type of MC that I love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I will have multiple MCs with a DJ or with multiple DJs. But again, that's where that chemistry comes into play.
Yeah.
My DJs and my MC, I had a whole team of them. So I had like a certain amount of DJs, a certain amount of MCs, and I knew who to put with who. I knew who got along. I knew who didn't get along. Yeah. I knew, you know, who transitioned good, who didn't. You know what I'm saying? There used to be a point where I used to have multiple MCs talking. But again, it comes with chemistry. My two MCs that are talking, they know don't talk over each other. They know when one of the different of them gonna say something and the other person's gonna say something. Chemistry really is, honestly, when it comes to throwing like doing this party shit, chemistry is really like the biggest thing to be successful in any of this, even in partnership too. I'm not partnering with nobody I don't have no chemistry with. It's not about to be about money or nothing. I don't care how much money you giving me. You know, I'm not going to partner with nobody I haven't built a relationship with or some type of chemistry with.
I feel that. So I don't have a problem with MCs at all. The first time I ever like worked with an MC was shout out MC Walt Weezy at Chemistry, and I never worked with an MC before or whatever, and I watched him do his thing all night. I'm like, yeah, this shit is a lot easier, because at the time I didn't like to be on the mic anyway. Like I was like, I don't know what the fuck to say. I'm like, so I was like, okay, this is a lot easier for me, because I, like you said, I can focus on just DJing. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Now,
and usually they'll ask the MC for something versus asking the DJ. That gives you creative control to be left alone.
Yeah, facts.
So
facts. I ain't gonna lie. Now, don't get me wrong, I still like the MCs, but I do like to talk on the mic now, just only because y'all know, man, I got auto-tune in my mic, so I fucking like doing that shit. It's funny because I'll fuck with the crowd with that shit sometimes, because like I was telling my boy DJ Afro, I don't, like, if I'm doing let's say I'm doing a 10 to 2 or whatever, or even let's just say a 10 to 12, I don't really turn that shit on until like the last hour or the last,
your mic?
No, auto-tune.
Okay. I'm like, you're not saying nothing on the mic till the last hour.
No. I'm gonna talk on the mic. I'm gonna talk on the mic. I'm not one of them DJs that's gonna fucking talk your damn ear off. I hate that shit. But I mean, to each his own. But I don't do that shit. But I fuck with the crowd, because I be talking regular all night, and I turn that fucking auto tune on. They be like, what the fuck was that?
This person done transformed. What
the fuck was that? And then you know what I'm saying? And then people will be like, okay, that's different. You know what I'm saying? That shit kind of hard. So like I said, some of y'all might not fuck with it. I think it's hard. Other people,
I gotta hear it now. Now your next gig, you gotta tell me so I could go to it. Because I'm gonna hear that damn trans. I'm gonna be up in there with the hookah right there in the front, listening to transitions.
Hell yeah.
I hate doing, like, I'll have DJs who are interested in joining my team, and basically it's basically like interstate DJs. I give DJs opportunities, so I'll like have them join my team. All I ask is that you just drop my Azap management drop at some point, of the night. And when I go do like sit-ins where I'll go listen to a DJ, I mean, I could tell they know, like, they're nervous. I could tell if a DJ is nervous when I'm there. Yeah. Immediately. Like, immediately I could tell.
It's so funny because I think like 99% of my, well, even now, like, I ain't even gonna say 99%, 100% of my gigs damn near, I kill that shit now. Just because I'm so comfortable now. But I still get nervous. Like, even before the gig, I'm like, all right, I'm about to go in here. I'm about to do what the fuck I know how to do. But I still be like, ooh, my gosh, like a little, it's like almost like performing for me as an artist. I'm like, okay. But then I ain't gonna lie, what I do to help me out, I search for one person, usually particularly a female, but if she vibing with what I'm playing, I'm about to go off your vibe, shorty. You know what I'm saying? So once I see I can start turning her up, then everybody else turn up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I just go off the vibes. Like, I can create a vibe, of course, but once I see everybody else fucking with what I'm doing, oh yeah, it's over now. That's when I'm gonna know I'm in my element.
I get like that too. Like, even when I used to throw parties, I used to get nervous. And the thing is like when I used to get nervous because I would never show up exactly when the party started. I would always, of course, like I had my team of people who would take care of stuff until I decided to show up, which is, and when I say decide to show up, I would probably show up maybe around like 11-ish. That's the time that I would show up. Now, if I know I have a celebrity in the building or something like that, like I probably would show up a little bit different, like earlier and stuff. But I still get nervous all the time. Yeah. All the time. That's probably why I smoke so damn much hookah. Being there 3 refills later, like funny. Like it got to a point to where some places that actually know me, like tonight, Hink and Pilot, man, them owners, they already know. They don't even charge me for a refill. They already know when I get to complaining, I'm asking for codes every 5 minutes. Like they already know. Yeah. So
that's funny. As a manager, do you think that Houston has a problem promoting? And then what I mean by that is like artists. You think we have an issue of there's not maybe enough media outlets or there's not enough, I don't know, because there's fucking open mics everywhere, but I personally just don't see a lot of outlets to where artists can come on like something like a SHEF Radio and promote themselves as just an artist. Do you think Houston has a problem like that?
I think Houston has a problem with not supporting one another. I think Houston also has a problem with throwing these parties or having these outlets and stuff like that and not actually following up or getting anything out of it. Like, it's different if I go on a platform and that platform is promoting and pushing out content and stuff like that, and then I'm actually getting stuff from it. Yo. But it's another thing when I go to a place and you can just tell when the promoter is money hungry and they're really just doing it to make money. Facts. Because I honestly, like, think about it. When you're paying $250 for a slot to perform, I want to know, what am I going to get out of this that I'm paying $250? Am I going to get a label person's phone number? Am I going to speak to a person? Are they going to, am I going to get an interview out of this?
Is it really worth the $250?
Right. Basically. Is it really worth the $250? Yeah. And it's just, and that's questions that I always have to, ask myself whenever, so I feel like there's enough media outlets, but we just need to make sure that those media outlets are actually doing what they need to do. I know, shout out to Rap Economics. I don't know if you know what Rap Economics is, but they actually record Rap Economics in the same place that me and AOS have our rehearsal studio. Okay. And it's, believe it or not, our rehearsal studio was a peer space. And I literally went one day, the owner showed me around, and it was like, I ended up figuring out that in that one particular building, I could do a podcast, I could record music, I could, do photography. They have different setups and everything. So it's like, there's stuff out there. You just got to find them, and you got to meet somebody who's not in it for the money. Because that is what's wrong with Houston, is that everybody in here is, how can we make a bag out of it? Whew. And it's not opportunity at all. Like, opportunity is the biggest thing. I would rather get on, something that gives me opportunity than gives me a whole bunch of money. To be honest, because that opportunity can turn and flip into so much more money than I could have potentially got to be booked there.
It's so funny that you say that, because anytime even now, when I go into a place where I can potentially DJ, I tell people all the time, I'm like, the owner, the promoter, whatever, said, I'm not looking for a job. I'm looking for an opportunity. You fuck with me one time, bring me back. If you don't fuck with me, you ain't never got to hear from me again. You know what I'm saying? Because I know who I am. I know what I provide. I know what I can do. So you gonna fuck with me, but I'm letting you know, like, the money gonna come. That's how I feel about it. The bread is gonna come either way, but just that one opportunity, you never fucking know. Like, right. One of my first gigs when I got out here, I was at Atomic Bottle. Fucking Jay Prince was there. Just
right. You didn't even know.
I didn't even know he was going to be there. He just showed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So even.
And they're gonna fuck with you because you're the DJ.
Exactly.
That's natural. They're gonna fuck with you. They're gonna want the same thing with me, like doing my parties and everything. They wanted to know who is the owner of all this shit? Who's doing all this? Who's running it? They're going to want to know. And I think one thing I will say when it comes to DJs or just anybody in entrepreneurship, period, stop allowing people to tell you, oh, just do this for me, one time. So that way, I'm just trying to see how you work. Man, look, when I used to have my DJs audition for me, it took me 30 minutes. Not even, really. Yeah. It took me a good 5 songs for me to realize if you trash or not.
Good or not. Yes.
You don't need to do no full 10 to 2 set for me to determine you a good DJ. That person just trying to get over on you. They never gonna book you again, and that's just what it is. And I feel like that's why DJs, believe it or not, they need management. Yeah. Because you know how many times I used to have to run up to somebody and be like, she's not about to do this full 10 to 2 set for free. Facts. You don't need her to spend from 10 to 2 for you to tell me she's a great DJ. Yep. Really, she need a good 5 songs. Cool little 15, not even a 15-minute set, but if we're feeling generous, 15-minute set. Yep. And within the 15 minutes, I promise you, AO, whoever the DJ is that I'm spinning, gonna show you that she a good DJ. Yep. Or he a good DJ.
It's funny you said that because I went to Crave. This is a couple weeks ago. They was having I guess you could say auditions, but it was like for like Bottle Girls and all that other stuff.
Oh, casting call? Yeah.
Casting call, that's what it is. So anytime I see that, I pull up as a DJ. I'm like, hey, y'all need a DJ? Or whatever. So I pull up and the guy, I pulled up with my equipment on purpose because I was like, just in case they ask me, I'm going to have my stuff. So I was like, hey, I got my equipment in the car. I can do like a small short set for you. He was like, oh, okay, cool. So I did like a 15, maybe 20-minute set, and I started unplugging. He was like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm leaving. Like, you're not paying me. And
right.
He's like,
right. Am I a good DJ or not?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So, like I didn't ran through like a whole bunch of songs in this 15 to 20 minutes that I've been here. You can tell whether I'm good or not. Your potential bottle girls are already fucking with me. So it's like, what else you need me for, bro? Because you're not paying me right now. You want me here for the whole casting call, which is about to be a couple hours. I didn't come here for that. I came here to find out whether you want me as a DJ or not.
See, some promoters, they just don't. I'm not gonna say I'm the best promoter, right? But I'm one of them promoters where I keep it so real with you that you determine if you want to be on my team or not. That's just what it is. I keep it so real. If we ain't make no money, we ain't make no money. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you. All my promoters, all my DJs, all my MCs were all under contract. I was very, very like straightforward with everything. So when I did them casting calls, the person would be standing in front of me and I would straight up be like, all right, this is what I need you to do. I will always bring 2 DJs on my team to judge. And I would bring 2 additional promoters on my team, my high, like my like top promoter or whatever. I would always bring them. And I would say, okay, this is what I need you to do. I need you to do me a 12 to 2 set. Okay. Like not necessarily, but I'm telling them like, I need your sound to be a 12 to 2. I need you to transition. It's about to hit the end of the night. I need you to turn me up. It's finna be 1:30 and I need you to transition to R&B. I tell them exactly what I need. So you not coming up there playing bounce music. Right. Why are you know what I'm saying? Why are we doing that right now? I need to hear like the songs and and I tell them straight up, I need to hear transitions. I need to hear you talking on the mic. I don't care if I have an MC that's going to be there. I need to know that you can still talk on the mic because stuff happens. MCs can't show up or something happens. I don't have, there's been so many times where my MC like got a flat tire or something. It's going to be an hour late. Yeah. So y'all finna be quiet for this hour? Nah, you finna get on that mic and you finna talk. Like that's how I used to be with certain things. And when it came to casting calls, man, please stop letting people have you DJing for a whole 2 hours and you not getting nothing out of it. Facts. You're not even getting a guaranteed booking. Yeah. Exactly. You're not even getting a guaranteed booking. You literally giving out a free set.
Yeah.
And then they gonna announce another casting call in a week in a different graphic, and you gonna think it's a different promo team. Whole time it's the same promo team.
Yep.
So.
Yep. No, I bro, it was like, what are you doing? I'm like, you can't tell whether I'm good or not. Like. We've been here for 15, 20 minutes. Your potential bottle girls bartenders, they fucking what I'm playing. He asked them, he was like, what y'all think about the DJ? It was like, he good. I was like, yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need me here for no 2, 3, 4 hours, none of that. Because if you do need me here, you can go ahead and pay me.
But but the thing is, like, if they fuck with you for real, if I fuck with a DJ, I will hire a DJ on spot.
Facts.
That's me. If you blow me away, and it's very hard, but if you blow me away like that, like I'm gonna fuck with you. There's only honestly, I'm gonna say I'm like 2 DJs who blew me away, and it's crazy because I had one DJ on my team, DJ Thundercat. She actually, I met her through DJing at I've seen her DJ at a whole nother club. I just knew of her name. Never met her in person, never seen her or anything. I've seen her, and I've heard her, but I've never like met her like, hey, what's up? I'm Anna.
For sure.
So one day I booked her for my event, Pressure Wednesdays, when I was doing it, and she became my main DJ for a very, 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 very long time. And it got to a point to where she was always doing my 10 to 12. She was always doing my 10 to 12 set. You know, and it wasn't because I didn't believe she could do a 12 to 2. It was because she would do my 10 to 12 set because I didn't build that chemistry with her at that time to put her in a 12 to 2 set. Yeah. So I remember one day she did the most fire 10 to 12 set I've ever seen in my life. And I was sitting like with my hookah, because, you know, I always got my hookah, my Red Bull, my water. Yeah. I'm sitting there right in the front, and I'm like, yeah. Next Wednesday, she was 12 to 2. Why? Because I hear it. It's a click. It's like when you know, you know, and that's in anything in life.
That's a fact.
When you know, you know.
Man, because I ain't gonna lie, like that. Me as a DJ, and I'm not even gonna say being a beginner, but being a beginner technically still out here in Houston, I need that shit because I've been so discouraged for fucking damn near 3 years that I've been here because it's like, all right, I'm getting these motherfucking 4 to 6 where ain't nobody in here, and then I watch so and so come in here and turn the shit up. It's like, nigga, am I fucking trash? But like, no, it's not. It's not that I'm trash. I just haven't gotten that opportunity yet. You know what I'm saying? The
right ear.
Yeah, you know, or a lot. But I remember this multiple times. Even just one I can think of is Ghost. Ghost Bar, which used to be Flavor, and the guy who owned it, Ghost, he was sitting over in the corner. We always doing auditions, and I was the last one on the spins for the night Saturday. They had seen so many DJs all day, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do some shit to stand out. So I brought my fucking auto tune. So I did like I think I did a 30-minute set, but I would peek over it because he's sitting on my right, and I peek over him a little bit. He look at me, he's like, he vibing that shit. I'm like, oh, fuck with this. I'm like, okay, I might be doing something. So I'm like, all right. So at the end of my set, he pulls me in. He was like, come here. He was like, what's your name? How old are you? I fuck with you. And I was like,
not how old are you? Why does that matter?
Because he could tell I was a young dude. So he was like, I fuck with you. And he was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna make you one of my core DJs. So, but when it was a Monday. And I'll never forget this. It was me, Justo, Trey Stacks, IQ, and one other DJ. The only nigga that I knew in that meeting was IQ. And I knew IQ was fire. And I found out after who Justo and Trey Stacks was. And I said, the fuck? I got handpicked with these niggas? I was like, oh yeah. I know.
Right, I made it.
I know I'm that nigga now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was discouraged for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because I hadn't had that opportunity, and I was like, man, am I fucking garbage? But even like now, when I do my private events or I do a club, and people be like, bro, you fucking nice, and I'm like, please give me more. Hype me up.
It's the words of affirmations for me.
Turn me up. Talk to me nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's and man, I used to love that too, because I think even when I was a promoter, you know, a lot of people used to always be like, man, I don't think I underestimate the power that I had at that moment when I was a promoter. And I think if I would have believed in myself a little bit more, I would have went way further, you know, with my promoting than I would have been even now. I have a lot to show for with my promoting at that time, but I could have did so much more if I just believed. And if I had the budget too, because back then I didn't have the budget to do all that. You know, now it's a little bit different. Now it's like, yeah, you know, I have the budgets where if I wanted to do it, I could. But now it's like, because I know how hard it is, if I'm going to do it again, if I'm going to pop out again, right? And I'm going to say this right now on Chef Radio, if I'm going to pop out again, Okay, it's gonna be some shit. Ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Facts.
So
Facts.
that's why I haven't popped out, to be
Facts.
honest, with the promoting.
No, I feel you. And then like, for me too, having other contemporaries be like, bro, you fucking nice. Cause I'm in this group chat with a whole bunch of DJs, and I do, of course, my chef special, my dessert mix, all of that, and I just had an episode. Shout out Monty Slay, but it was his episode 44, and I knew that these mixes was hard, but I didn't post it in the group chat or nothing. One of the guys, he was like, "Hey, y'all need to go listen to episode 44. This nigga DJ Preme killing it." I was like, hey man, talk to me nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with that because it wasn't like I asked them to go watch that show or go watch that episode or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I knew episode 44 and 45. I was like, bro, these mixes is crazy. So to have them be like, without me even saying anything, for them to go watch it, they just went to go watch it on their own, and it was like, yeah, nigga, you did your motherfucking big one with mm-hmm. these on here, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like that shit feels amazing. So, you know what I'm saying? Your host is Fly the Most. Keep hyping me up. I need it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Before we get out of here, you got any questions for me? Anything you want to say? Like, some people have questions for me. If you don't, it's cool.
No, I mean, no, I don't
cool.
really have anything.
That's cool. Some people will be like, I want to tell you something or I'll ask you something, so that's cool. One question that I ask all artists, DJs, producers, anybody that come on my show before we leave is, when you make it big in the industry, is there something, are you from Houston?
I am.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is there something that you want to do for the city when you make it?
I actually would actually give opportunity. I think what I would do is a lot of the upcoming artists, I would give them a creative space. Ooh. Because I think that's what they don't have right now in Houston. I think every single thing in Houston, every single thing to get your music or your whatever it is out there, entrepreneurship, whatever, because even me, I got to pay people to promote my stuff. Yep. Everything is about money nowadays. Woo. Everything is about money. And it's like, if I've ever in my life asked you to join my team, it's 100% because I see an opportunity in you. Thanks. You see opportunity in me. And if you don't see opportunity in me, I'm going to make sure I can show you how you can see opportunity in me. So I think in this day and age, in this generation, I will probably create a creative space for people. I would do exactly what I was doing with Azap Management when I was doing promoting. It was a creative space for all the upcoming DJs and MCs. Nobody knew who they were. You know, and then of course, like I tapped in with certain people because that's marketing. You have to tap in with certain people that can keep stuff afloat because nobody knew who I was, you know, so you have to tap in with certain people. So I think creating a creative space, having a team of people that believe in you, believe in your vision, believe in what you got going on, and knowing that it's really up. And that's really why I could commend my team with Azap Management, is that every single person, I may have not been able to pay them, you know what I'm saying? I may have not been able to come through, you know, the way, and that's me being 100% transparent, right? I may have not been able to be that, you know, but everybody knew one thing about me is that if I'm going up, everybody coming with me. Facts. That's me, you know? Facts. Like, I may mention somebody's name in an interview that might never even speak my name positive at all, but that's just what it is. That's me. Yep. You know? I'm always show love, even though I might not receive none of it back.
Hey, that's what I tell people all the time. People be like, I had one guy ask me, he was like, hey, you ever fear, like, you show all this love to a lot of people and all these people that come on your show, you ever fear that somebody will make it and they won't show you the love back? I don't give a fuck. I don't do this for that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do this to show love. If somebody came on the show, they fucking shit blew up, and they never said, oh, my shit blew up because of DJ Preme. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I gave you the platform. It's up to you and what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? If you end up showing me love back, I definitely appreciate it. But I don't do this shit for people to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to show love to my boy DJ Preme because he did that. Nah, bro. If you don't do it, I don't care.
Man, there's so many people now that, you know, in this industry that, you know, they're currently popping right now. And I knew them when they weren't popping, and they won't mention my name or say anything like stuff like that, which is fine. Like, I'm okay with that because I'm gonna always show love. Yes, I did work with this person, and yeah, they might be popping and don't even remember that my real name, right? But other than that, it's like it is what it is. We're just here to show love.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Go ahead and shout yourself out. Tell everybody where they find you on IG, all of that. They can reach out to you if they want to or need to or whatever.
Yeah, so right now I am offering free trials for artists. It's actually on my page, on my Instagram. So you just comment your favorite artist on there. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Azap Management, and the management is MGMT. So AZAP MGMT, and that is on all social media platforms.
For sure. I appreciate you for coming on the show, doing your damn thing.
I'm your first manager on here,
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I've came though like so many times. A lot of these
artists.
Interviews, I'm in the background sitting on the couch. So
yeah. So I appreciate you for coming on the show, telling me, even like teaching me about a lot of stuff that you do, and dropping some gems on us. So y'all keep it locked. You already know Dessert Mix up next. It is the hottest, the biggest DJ Preme, Chef Radio.